Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shweta. You are watching my channel Ayurveda Aishwaveda. Today I am going to deal with the topic retained placenta and also about Aparasanga according to Ayurveda. Retained placenta. The placenta is said to be retained when it is not expelled out 30 minutes after the birth of the baby. According to WHO, it is about 15 minutes. Means when placenta is not expelled out even after delivery of the baby, that is up to 30 minutes, it is called as retained placenta. Causes of retained placenta. There are three stages involved in the normal expulsion of placenta. One is placental separation, second one is descent into lower segment of the uterus, and third one is placental expulsion. Any interference in these three stages, then it will lead to retained placenta. That is, when there is interference in these stages, then it leads to retained placenta. Placenta completely separated but retained. It is due to poor voluntary expulsive efforts. Simple adherent placenta. It is due to uterine atonicity. It is the most common cause. Morbid adherent placenta. Placenta incarcerated following partial or complete separation due to constriction ring, premature attempts to deliver the placenta before it is separated. These are the causes of retained placenta. According to Ayurveda, the Ayurvedic references regarding expulsion of the placenta. Acharya Charaka says that after the delivery of fetus, one of the attendant must inspect carefully that the apara is expelled or not. Here he explains that after the delivery of the baby, one of the attendants should examine the delivered woman for the expulsion of placenta. And in Ashtanga Sangraha, Acharya Vruddha Vagbhata has explained that the labor is said to be normal. That is, the labor is said to be normal when the delivery of the fetus occur in vertex presentation and followed by the expulsion of placenta. In Kashyapa Samhita, it is told that the woman is said to be Sutika only after the expulsion of placenta. Here, Acharya Kashyapa says that only after expulsion of placenta, the woman is said to be Sutika. So, Samprapti of Aparasanga means pathogenesis. According to Ayurveda, due to Nidana Sevana, there will be Vikruti of Apanavata. This vitiated Apanavata suppresses the placenta and there will be Aparasanga. Acharya Vagbhata has said that Tatsange hi anileo hetu sa niryatyashu tajjayat. Means, according to him, if we control Vata, then the placenta will come out immediately. Complications, that is Upadrava of Aparasanga. In Charaka Samhita, Acharya Charaka says that Aparam hi Vatamutra Purishanyanyani cha antarbahir margani sajjati. Means retained placenta obstructs the expulsion of Vata, Mutra, Purisha also. According to Acharya Sushruta, the complications are Anaha and Admana, whereas according to Bhavaprakash and Yogaratnakara, the complications of Aparasanga are Shula, Admana and Vanhimandata. These are the complications according to different acharyas. Next comes diagnosis. According to modern, how we diagnose the retained placenta. The diagnosis is made by arbitrary time, that is 15 minutes spent following delivery of the baby. Features of placental separations are assessed. During manual removal, the hourglass contraction or the nature of adherent placenta can be diagnosed. Dangers, that is complications of retained placenta, are hemorrhage, shock due to blood loss, puerperal sepsis, risk of its reoccurrence in next pregnancy. These are the complications of retained placenta. Then what is the management of retained placenta? Here it is explained that period of watchful expectancy. In that, the patient is to be watched carefully for evidences of any bleeding, revealed or concealed, and also to note the signs of placental separation. The bladder should be emptied using a rubber catheter. Any bleeding during the period should be managed as outlined in the third stage of bleeding. In the third stage, the bleeding management is applied here also. Retained placenta. Then in case of retained placenta, first we have to see separated placenta, or it is unseparated, or it is complicated. It is of three types. That is, one is separated, second one is unseparated placenta, and third one is complicated. In case of separated and retained placenta, means here placenta is separated but it is retained in the uterus only. In that case, to express the placenta out by controlled traction. Here we have to give controlled cord traction to remove the placenta. But in case of unseparated retained placenta, this is usually complicated one, means unseparated retained placenta is complicated one. Here manual removal of placenta to be done under general anesthesia. In case of complicated retained placenta, the following guidelines are formulated to manage the cases of retained placenta with complications. Those are: retained placenta with shock but no hemorrhage. When there is retained placenta is there but there is no hemorrhage, then to treat the shock and when the condition improves, manual removal of placenta is to be done. Here we first treat the shock, then the manual removal of the placenta should be done. In case of retained placenta with hemorrhage, when hemorrhage is there along with retained placenta, the management protocol is similar to that of third stage of hemorrhage. And in retained placenta with sepsis, the patient is usually delivered outside and is admitted in the referral hospital after few hours or even days after confinement. So here, intrauterine swabs are taken for culture and sensitivity test, and broad spectrum antibiotic is given. Blood transfusion is helpful in this condition. When the condition improves, an expert person should remove the placenta manually. When there is sepsis is there, first we have to treat that sepsis, then the expert surgeon or expert doctor should remove the placenta manually. Retained placenta with episiotomy wound. The bleeding points of episiotomy wound are to be secured with artery forceps, and an early decision for manual removal should be taken, followed by repair of episiotomy wound. These are the management according to modern science. Next comes Ayurvedic management. In Ayurveda, it is told that prasutaya na patita jataharadapara yadi, means tada sa kurute shulam admanam vannimandatam. It is said that compressing forcefully the abdomen of delivered woman over the umbilicus and holding her back, she should be waggled violently, or else holding her by both her arms, violent jerk should be given. Then the attendant should compress repeatedly the pelvis of the delivered woman, holding her by both the hips. Violent compression should be done. Throat and palate should be touched with a braid of hair or a finger wrapped with the hair. After applying snehana to the vagina, that is proper snehana, compressing her flanks should be given violent jerk, or else uterus should be compressed just like shoulder and placenta delivered. Bahya Aushadhi Prayoga. Here first comes Yonidhupana. First, Yonidhupana should be given with Bhurjapatra, Kachamani and Sarpanirmoka. With these drugs we can give Yonidhupana, or with Bhurjapatra and Guggulu. Yoni Abhyanga with Shali Mula Siddhagruta, followed by Dhupana with Katukalabu, Jalini, Nimba, Sarpanirmoka Yonidhupana can be given. Also Katukalabu, Krutavedana, Sarshapa, Sarpanirmoka Yonidhupana, and Sarpanirmoka with Kuduve Taila. This also can be used for the Yonidhupana. And also one of the preparation is Bhurjapatra, Langalini, Tumbi, Sarpatvak, Kushta and Sarshapa. These drugs can be used for the Yonidhupana. Second line of management is Yoni Lepana or Yoni Purana. Here, Katukalabu, Jalini, Nimba, Sarpanirmoka with Kodave Taila. This paste is used for the Yoni Purana or Yoni Lepana, and also Gudashunti Kalka is applied in the Yoni. Uma, Shalmali, Niryasa and Grita can be used as Lepana, and also Katukalabu, Krutaveda, Sarshapa and Sarpanirmuka are also used for the Yoni Lepana or Yoni Purana. Next comes Anga Lepana, that is the Lepana for all over the body parts. First comes Langali Mula Kalka. It is applied over the limbs and abdomen. Mahavriksha Kshira Avasechana should be done on the Shiras. Hiranyapushpi Mula along with Suvarchala and Vishalya. The paste should be applied over the limbs. And Sarpanirmoka, Katakalabu, Krutavedana, Sarshapakalka should be applied over the limbs. These are the Angalepana explained in our classics. Next, fourth line of management is Yoni Pichu. Yoni Pichu Dharana. Here, the Shatapushpa, Kushta, Madanafala and Hingusadita Taila used for Pichu Dharana. Basti Prayoga is also advised for the retained placenta, that is Aparasanga. In that first comes Anuvasana Basti. Taila explained for Pichu Dharana, that is the Shatapushpadi Taila is also used for Anuvasana Basti. Katu Taila prepared with Shigru, Sumuka, Maricha, Ajaji, Chitraka Kalka can be used. Shatahwa, Sarshapa, Ajaji, Shigru, Tikshnaka, Chitraka, Hingu, Madanafala, Gomutra or Gokshira Siddha, Sarshapa Taila is used for Anuvasana Basti. Second one is Asthapana Basti. Here, Suramanda prepared with Siddharthaka, Kushta, Langali, Madhuvruksha Niryasa, Mahavruksha Niryasa can be used. Properly steamed twigs of Shalmali pestle with Panchamula Kvata and is filtered. To this filtrate, it is mixed with Phala, Jimutaka, Ikshvaku, Damargava, Kutaja, Krutavedana, Hastipipali and Taila. This can be used for Asthapana Basti. And also Shatapushpa, Vacha, Kushta, Kana Taila mixed with Taila and Lavana. This is also given for Asthapana Basti. The mode of action of Asthapana Basti. As there is Vatanulomana, by giving Basti, the placenta will come out along with the Mutra, Purisha and flatus. This is the mode of Asthapana Basti. Next comes the Uttara Basti. Here, Siddharthakadi, Siddhagruta can be used for the Uttara Basti. It includes Siddharthaka, Kushta, Langali and Mahavruksha Kshira. Phala, Jimutaka, Ikshvaku, Damargava, Kutaja, Krutavedana, Hasti Pippali Sadita, Katutaila can be used for Uttarabasti. And also there is Shatauha, Sarshapa, Ajaji, Shigru, Tikshnaka, Chitraka, Hingu, Kushta, Madanafala, Gomutra or Gokshira Siddha, Sarshapataila can be used for Uttarabasti. This is about Bahya Chikitsa. Next comes Abhyantara Aushadha Prayoga. In that, first comes Gudashunti Kalka Lepana. It is Sevana. Gudashunti Kalka Sevana. Kushta, Talisa Kalka, Balvaja or Maireya Kvata, along with Suramanda or Kulatta Kvata and Pippali or Bilva, Madhuyashti and Asava, Kanchi should be given. Kushta, Langali Mula Kalka can be given with Gomutra or Madhya. Shalamula Kalka or Pippaladi Ganasiddha Dravya given with Madhya. Kalka of Pippali, Ela, Kola, Vidlavana, Chavya, Chitraka and Upakunchika should be given. Kalka of Kushta and Ela should be given. And also Arka Kvata, Alarka Kvata. These are the types of Arka and Alarka mixed with the Madhya can be given. And Vatsakadi Churna mixed with Madhya should be given for internal medication. Next comes manual extraction of the placenta. If all the above mentioned drugs or procedures fail to remove the apara, that is placenta, then the manual removal should be applied or used. Here, lubricated hand having trimmed nails should be inserted following umbilical cord and placenta are delivered. So, on the basis of mode of action, of all above drugs or methods can be classified as follows. First one is ಉದರಗುಹಾಂತರಗತ ಭಾರ ವೃದ್ಧೀಕರಣ, ಸಂಪೀಡನ ಆಫ್ ಗರ್ಭಾಶಯ, ಗರ್ಭಾಶಯ ಮಾಂಸಪೇಶಿ ಸಂಕೋಚೀಕರಣ, and hasta nishkashana. These are the method of extraction of placenta or expulsion of placenta explained in our classics. And this is the reference. Thank you.